Welcome to this episode of EdZone Digital Media. Today we're going to build the ultimate media desk. Well, at least I am. And I'm going to show you how. So if you want to build this desk or something similar, you can do it too. I'm going to show you all the parts from start to finish. First, I'm going to show you some of the features that I built in. Let me get this clip rolling here. Start with my microphone. I've got it built into the cage top here so I can pull it down and push it back up out of the way as needed. It's a Ultimatte microphone. That's what I'm talking into right now for this part. And you can see I'm using part of a microphone stand mounted to the extra bar I've got pushed out the front of the desk. I got a little launch pad device here I could play keyboards on, drum triggers, sounds. And right in the center, I'm using actually a 3-monitor setup, but I'm only using 2 of the monitors, so I was able to move the monitors out of the way so I could have a camera right here in the center and right above a little bitty monitor. And I am chroma keying myself. This is green screen going on back behind there, and that's my little green screen device. It's a Blackmagic device. And here's a view of a upper camera that I have, so I can shoot down, shoot keyboards, shoot photos or video of different items that I'm reviewing, all mounted to the top of the cage. Here's the back showing the wider arms of the 3-monitor setup and why I went with the 3-monitor setup, so I'd have that space in the center for the cameras. And over to the right side, I've got my guitar mounted. I added an extra little pipe up top and added a guitar mount to it so I could hang my guitar there. I've got another one that I'm going to mount onto the other side so I can have a couple of guitars hanging around ready to use anytime I want. Also got lights mounted up top there. And in the back here on the shelf, got a lot of wires, power supplies. I got tons of wires. There's wires running everywhere. You never have enough wires. Okay, well, let's get going with the video. You're going to see how I built this desk from start to finish. I tried to make the video as fun as I could, so let's get to it. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is pull this device out. This is a neat little thing I bought. It allows me to create a table area. Okay, this is the box we got in. This is my butcher block table. 4 feet by 2 feet. It's unfinished. I found this at Home Depot on their website for $79. It's a bit heavy. It's supposed to be 1.5 inches thick. Oh, this back side is much nicer than this side. Let's see, I moved the camera angle so you might be able to see this a little bit better. I think this is going to work out real good. Let's get going. Wow. It's pretty dark. These are the pipes that I'm going to be using. They're 3/4 inch EMT pipes. Got this at Home Depot. I had to wash them off a lot. It looked like when they got this shipment in, they dropped it in mud in the middle of the rain. They were just covered in dirt and mud, so I washed them off and scrubbed them down with a good towel to give them a good scrubbing before I get to use them. This is the box I got in today from Maker Pipe. And this here, these are heat shrinks. I'm going to heat shrink this onto the pipes so they're white. So this is what the desk is going to be put together with. So all these different parts. These pieces here can go into end of a pipe, and you can have a little screw that sticks out and then mount a camera on it. Okay, right here I've marked 4 of the pipes right at 6 feet. So I'm going to cut those off with a pipe cutter. So we have 4 legs, basically, that hold the structure up right at 6 feet. So let's get cutting. I'm gonna have to move this down because this pipe's gonna cut. There we go. Nice cut. Okay, I'm trying to get a little bit better angle so maybe you can see better. Just spinning this around, tightening it a little bit each time. And we're gonna do this to a lot of pipes to cut all the separate pieces. Boing. So now I've run into my first problem. My pipe, the extra piece, is right at 4 feet like it should be, and my anticipation was to use that as a long pipe going across the 4-foot width of the table. But the table's not 4 feet. It's longer than 4 feet, I now see. Let's see, the table is, I don't know, about 50 inches, 4 feet, 2 inches. So in one way it's an advantage because I got 2 inches more table width, but the downside is my pipes that I thought I was going to use for that are not going to fit. So I'm going to have to cut different pipes to exactly fit this long width. Wanted to show an example of how these parts go together. Like here's a corner piece that I'm going to be using. So my pipe legs are, one leg will be going up through the center here, and then these pieces here, let me see, you can get these started. And then your pipe just slides in together like that. Now when you have your other pipe in here, it might push it out a little bit, so you would, of course want to have that in there together, and then you would tighten these down. And you can use an Allen wrench. And as you tighten it, this gap here gets a little bit tighter, and it gets very firm on the pipe. Still waiting for the wood to dry from the stain. It hasn't been an hour yet. But basically, this would be going in, in your corner here. Ooh, I don't want to touch my wood yet. Something like that. The way I'm going to do this desk is this part here, this pipe is going to be slightly under the desk here, and I'll have one here slightly under the desk. So this part of the desk is overlapping, and this part here will be just sticking out the side with the legs. So the desk will be resting on the front pipe and the back pipe, plus I will have a pipe in the center, so it'll be resting on this pipe, another version of the pipe here that'll be under the desk, and then I'll have a pipe going across in the center that's connected, that the whole desk will be resting on the center pipe and the front and the back pipe. And because the legs will be here, basically my legs will be in this pipe here coming up on each side, I can't have it come across here because of the legs. Now what some people do is they make your pipes a little bit inset, and they drill holes here on each leg or each corner of your desktop or whatever you're building, and you could have your rods, if you're going to have continuous rods, through that, or you could cut a slant in here, cut a you know, corner out. I didn't want to mess with doing that. I'm going to do it this way. I will cut 3 pieces of 20-inch for this size. One will go here, one will go down at the bottom to stabilize the legs, and another one will go up top at the 6-foot mark or somewhere, maybe even a little bit below it to help stabilize it. And then 3 for that side. Also, as I go cut my 20-inch pieces, like I said, it's getting a little bit darker out. I think I'm going to wrap it up after I get my 20-inch pieces cut, or I might measure also for my longer piece here so I can cut some of them. I think I have plenty of this pipe. And I'm going to have to probably try to bring this in the house overnight because I don't want to leave it outside. It might rain. Who knows what? I'll end up bugs on it, stuck to it, get ruined, and then try to finish it either tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm working tomorrow or not. Today's one of my days off. So we will be back tomorrow. Okay, I'm still out here working. We're running out of light. It's getting a little bit lower light, but I was able to cut my 6 pieces. So these will be my 6 side pieces. Hey, we are back for the next day. And I ran to Lowe's actually, and I got this piece of wood here that I'm going to finish. And this is going to be my little speaker shelf. Here's my track saw system. I can lay this track across the board. Here's my line. And this part of the track can go flat against the wood. I'm just going to be pressing down on the track. And the saw glides in the track so I get a good size cut. I need to check my spacing here. Okay, there's one. We need one more because then we're going to coat these. Okay, I've got the next piece set up. Got my line there, my track set right on the line, and we're going to cut. Just like that. Bingo. Perfect straight cut by using the track saw. Okay, here's my board that I resanded down because that other tint on the on here just didn't look good. It was too dark. Went on like paint. I just didn't like it. This is the side I resanded. You can see that tint made it into some of this grain. So this is going to be now what was going to be my top side. It's now going to be my bottom side. Grab some of this sticky stuff here. Now this new stuff I'm going to put on, it's an oil. Basically it's mineral oil with some vitamin D in it. I guess that helps the wood be healthy. Gotta have its vitamin D. And it soaks in, it doesn't have a long wait time. It says I can recoat in about 20 minutes. And then let it set for maybe a day or so before really using it, which that's fine. Now this is what I ended up going with, or I'm going to go with right now. This is called Howard Cutting Board Oil. It's basically mineral oil and vitamin D, like I said, and it will soak in. It's non-toxic, it's food safe. Not that I'm going to eat off this, so that doesn't really matter. Okay, it's right at 410, so let's see, let's get started here. It's definitely absorbing in. And I'll let it sit for 20 minutes and then put another thin coat on it. This is just the back. The front, I'm going to probably put 3 coats. While we're waiting for the first coat to finish doing whatever it does, soaking in or nothing, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and on my little pieces here I cut for the speakers, I sanded down the edges, sanded all around it, and then I wiped it off with a sticky cloth to get them nice and clean. And we're going to coat these real quick. Okay, what I did is I recoated the other side. I flipped the table over now. This is going to be my desk side. I recoated the other side with the second coat, waited a while. Now I've got it flipped over, and now I'm going to coat the real desk side. Got a couple little knots here and there, so that's going to give it some character, I guess. This side, as you can see, it doesn't have all those little specks of all that stain that went into the other side of the board. I've used almost a half a bottle of this already. I'm definitely not going to have enough to cover the counter, not the counter, but the shelf that I have. I have a dual monitor set up, so somewhere around in here I'm going to be drilling a hole because I got a dual monitor arm, and it's holding up just fine by itself, but it has an area where you could drill a hole, put a bolt in through up underneath, because it is a little shaky. So I'm going to do that on this desk. I'm going to sell my other desk. Now I brought out all our pipes so we can start putting this together. I'm going to put it all together, make sure everything works right, and be able to measure it, make sure my countertop's going to fit on it right before I do any of the white heat shrink wrapping. So what I've got here is 4 6-foot tall pieces. That's how tall it's going to be. A little taller than I am, so when I'm sitting down here, if I have a camera coming out, it could come down on me. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are 49-inch pieces I measured. These are going to be going crossways. I think I have enough of them. And then my short angle ways, these are a bunch of these that are at 20 inches. Now here's kind of a mock-up how the bottom framing is. We'll pipe here, pipe there, and this center area is the open part where my legs will go under it. So I'm going to put these pieces together, and that's what we're going to start with, is the bottom part of the frame. Got to put some of these ends together, putting the screws in here, that helps speed things along a little bit. See these pieces here, they wrap around the pipe and they interlock with each other, and that's what holds it together. Okay, I had to move the camera back some to get a wider angle. So this is what we have so far. This will be the base. I'm going to do another piece just like this side here with 2 coming up. Okay, this will be our second coat. Wow, that's nice and smooth. That feels good. Our second coat on the top side of the desk. Well, this is with the second coat put on. Must say, this is looking really, really good. I'm happy with this. Once again, much better than that other stain stuff that I tried. Okay, I put this side on here, connected it to here. So this would be, like I said, the front of my desk. Then I'll have this part that sticks out here, and this part here that's going to stick out here. Now we're going to add in another piece here and another piece going across the back. Okay, I've got even more done. I've connected this. All we got left for this main base area where the desk wood is going to sit on is these 2 pole connection areas right here. So this is a wider shot. This is mainly what I wanted to make sure everything was going to work right, and it is. I think the back's a little bit crooked. It's not, I didn't measure everything exactly because this is just a mock-up to see how it's going to go together. Okay, here it is. I took the butcher block and we carried it over and put it on the pole railing that I created. It's a little crooked because the railing's not measured just right. Like I said, this is just a mock-up. I still have to put the white stuff on it, the white heat shrink. But that's basically what it's going to look like. This would be the part that's going to be against the back wall. The other side is going to be where I would be sitting. Here's a more closer up view. This is with 3 coats. We're going to drag it back over to the table here in a minute. I just put it out here now because it's starting to get a little bit dark so I can show you this. And we're going to have 4 coats on it. And then I'm going to let it dry for a good 24 hours, and I am going to put the conditioner stuff, the Howard's conditioner stuff, wax stuff on it, and then buff it, and that should make it even a bit better. Okay, it's the next day, and today is heat shrink day. We're going to use this heat gun. I got 8 strands or packs of this heat strip, white heat shrink, and we're going to heat shrink it on the pipes. I will say this was the most expensive part of this whole project. This heat shrink wrap cost quite a bit. I think I have enough for all my pipes. If I don't, I'm going to do all the main pipes first. Okay, I've started it right here. Just pushing it on the pipe. This is going on fairly easy so far. Okay, let's try to heat shrink our first piece. You see, I'll turn this on low, maybe that'd be enough. Let this warm up a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty hot. A little windy out here. So far, it's not doing much of anything. Maybe I'll turn it on high. There we go, it's shrinking a little bit. Okay, a little bit better zoom in to see what's going on here. This end is cooled down a little bit now, I can touch it. This is the second one, so I've got 2 of these 6-foot ones done. It takes a long time to get that to melt and shrink down on there. Okay, we're back another day. What I've done is, instead of shooting video of me heat shrinking for hours on end on the pipes, I went ahead and did it. I've got all the heat shrinking done for the most part. I've got little pieces for my shelf that I still need to figure out what size I'm going to do, and I have plenty of heat shrink left for that. Anyways, it's now time to put on the butcher block conditioner, this Howard butcher block conditioner. Brought the block back out here, and this has 4 coats of their regular oil on it, and now we're going to put this on. This is a mixture of food grade mineral oils and natural waxes. So let's get to it. And let's rub this stuff in. There, all done. Howard Butcher Block Conditioner applied. Now this is inside the room where this desk is going to go, but also in this room, which is a pretty small room, I have this hydroponic setup that I made. I also used this maker pipe connections to put together this whole setup. Now over here on the couch, I have all the heat shrink pipes ready to go. And I've got, only 3 that I didn't coat because those are going to be in places that you can't see. Like this will be under the desk and under the desk. Now for me to get my proper desk height that I need to be able to fit everything and slide underneath it, I'm going to mark these long pieces at 30 inches. Now I have these end pieces that I bought to go on the end of the pole, but since I put the shrink wrap on there, when I push it on, it immediately just splits. So if you're going to put shrink wrap on, don't bother buying these. Okay, I'm going to put this first piece on. I had to remove the little rubber banding thing that they have in here because it says when you have the heat shrink on, you need to remove that. I'm going to cut these bands out. Okay, we're going to put a pole in here. Another 6-foot pole. It's going to go right in here. So I'm having a problem here where on this front piece, as I tighten this gets tighter. I even put another pipe in here, and this piece here just will not close. I don't know what to do about this not closing because I can't finish the desk off like this. Okay, it's the next day, and here we have it. I have it all put together. I had to stop the video last night because I was having a problem with these 3-way connections where they weren't closing down right. I spent literally hours last night trying to make that work. I took this one side apart at least 6 different times, put it together multiple different ways, tried different things. I even put clamps on it, and then when I would tighten it, it would be done, then I'd take the clamp off and the back would still go open. Had the same problem on this side. So I had to take the 3-way parts off and put on just these regular L connectors, and that does work. Now I have this mount that I bought, and I think I'm going to buy a few more of them. It allows you to mount different things. So I'll be able to clamp this right up on here and have a camera that shoots down, so when I have my keyboard out, this will clamp down on it and be able to basically look straight down at my keyboard. So here's the L-shaped ends that I ended up using in place of the 3-way ends, and we could pan across here, and in the center that's a single unit, single end piece, and I didn't recoat this pipe underneath or in the back because that's going to be all under the wood. And then it goes over to another spot here, and then on down. Here we have it with the countertop on. I think that looks pretty darn good. This countertop came out great. This has 4 coats of the Howard butcher block oil on it, and then 1 coat of the Howard butcher block conditioner waxes. So I could have my keyboard stand come in and out, and this fits just perfectly on here. I measured this, everything came out great. Here's how the corners came in. I got about a ½ inch gap on each side of the wood, so this just fits in here perfectly. So next, we're going to take this countertop back off, and I have to move the desk out that I cleared off that we have up for sale, and move that into a spare room and put this rack in place. Okay, we move the desk into the room it's going to be in, into the position it's going to be, and place the countertop on it. And this is what I'm going to be using to fasten the countertop onto the bottom. So these just fit on the pipe like this, and the pipe will be, you know, underneath, and this will screw up into the desk to hold it in place in a couple spots. Okay, so I put 4 of these fasteners around the back, 2 on the back 2 rails and 2 on the front rails. So that's holding the desk on here just fine. I have my keyboard on the stand, and I have a good amount of clearance, so the way this will work out, this part here will go under, back behind the pipe, and with it up against the wood, this will be able to slide out with my computer keyboard right over the top of here, clear it no problem. And then here, this will just slide in. The wheels on this are quite good. It just easily moves on the rug here with just one hand. So here's a view from top to bottom. I don't have much space in this room, so I can't even get the camera very far back to fit it all in. Pan down, coming down to the desktop. And to the keyboard, and then my chair is over here in front of that. Okay, here's what it looks like with both bars put in the back. I have the one coated one in white up front, so if I do see it, at least I see that, and I've got a non-coated in the back. Now there's the shelf with the board on it. All I have to do now is use those little C-clamp things, screw in a couple of those, and that'll be fastened in just great. And I went and picked up some more wood from Lowe's, and I've had that cut. I put the Howard oils on it, and then the wax on it. And I've come up with a way to get my speakers off the desk. I'm going to add a side area to the desk. This part here I had bought in the past for another project that I did. And this allows you to put the pole in here, and then you can screw this to a flat surface. So what I've done is I've made this pole here. I've heat shrunk the white on it, shrink wrap on it, and then I've mounted that onto the pole here. And then I'm going to take the wood here in a moment and screw the wood onto the back like that. So then this could stand up. Here's what I did is I added this extra pole in and extra connectors, and then this comes up, and my speaker is right there on the outside. I'll shoot this from the other side too. I got that right into the light. I have so little space in this room, I can barely move. Fitting this desk in here is actually quite amazing that I can even get it in here. That's what I picked up today. I put that Howard's Butcher Block wood oil on it, a couple of coats of that, and then the Howard's conditioner wax stuff. Let it sit for a couple hours and then polished it. It's just sitting on top of the keyboard stand right now. I'm going to put a couple L hooks under there to fasten it down to it permanently. The reason I went with this is because I wanted a larger area back here, because I plan on buying a 61 key keyboard to go in the front, and then this could be moved to the back, and this will allow me to fit both of them in there with a little bit of space in between them for wires. I might actually even drill a hole here for the wires from the front one to go down. Here is the computer keyboard slide out tray. that I'm getting ready to put up. I've added on these wings that slide out. And since we have a bar going across here, this has to go right behind that where it's going to connect. Okay, so here it is. I have the computer keyboard slide tray put in. You can pull this out. Enough space for keyboard, iPad, something else. Unfortunately, I can't put my mouse up here because it hits, the ball hits. I like using this big trackball mouse, and that ball hits, so I got to keep it down here. And then I've got this piece of wood. What did I do with that? Where did it go? Oh, it's in my pocket. Okay, then I've got this piece of wood I made. This here sits on here. This is my Tascam, what's it, US1X2HR audio interface. I've got the back of it sitting on the monitor stand. It's uneven, so I made this little block of wood that can fit under here to prop it up. And I'll get some double-sided tape to put on it so that can just stay in there like that. So here's a wider view of the desk, finished. Basically finished. I still got to put the microphone somewhere, the lights, and the camera up top. Go up a little bit higher. You can see the top of the rig there. I think this is really the ultimate podcast streaming, video editing, photo editing desk. I've been in this business for, God, over 30 years. All the framing is made with the maker pipe components and 3/4 inch EMT pipe with white shrink wrapping on it. I'll put the maker pipe company's website link in the post. There we have it. We just built the ultimate media desk. Whether you're streaming, editing video, editing photography, playing keyboards, need some more space for all your stuff, this is the ultimate desk. It's like a cage you can apply things to, mount things to. Well, that was it. So please like and subscribe to our channel. This is a new channel. We're going to be having a lot of new videos coming out. We're going to go shoot video. We're going to edit video. We're going to make music, edit music. We're going to do video reviews of different plugins and different products. So please like and share and stay with us, and I'll see you next time.